Is there a CIA connection to Hunter? I don't know. But when a federal agency doesn't follow the law in answering questions about it, doesn't that raise questions? There's another case coming up that is going to be of great interest to the public, and it's the trial of Hunter Biden, which begins on June 3rd, on Monday, up in Delaware. Hunter is being charged with basically lying on a federal form, where these forms that you have to fill out if you want to buy a gun, asks about drug use, and he lied. Now, let me be clear. One of the reasons that he's being prosecuted is because of Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch separately and independently investigated that whole scandal up in Delaware, which arose out of the notion that, there were reports, initially I think in Politico, that detailed how Hunter's then girlfriend, Beau Biden's widow, which is kind of weird, took his gun and threw it in a trash receptacle or some type of bin. And the news was, even though Hunter, I don't think, was being protected by the Secret Service at the time, was that the Secret Service got involved. So Judicial Watch got into it, sued, obtained records showing not only was the Secret Service involved, but the FBI was likely involved as well. So what was exposed was looked to be either a cover-up and or a criminal investigation into the Hunter Biden gun scandal. And as best I can tell, one thing led to another, and now he's facing charges. Isn't that the story? Now, he should be facing other charges. Joe should be facing charges. I know there are tax charges that have been minimized and boulderized to keep Joe out of it. Well, people say, well, what if Judicial Watch, what results do you get? Well, first of all, we often get the documents, so that's the results. And sometimes it leads to things like this. Of course, we don't stop, especially as new issues pop up. And we're usually kind of sniffing around the issues, so we're able to act quickly when it looks like, oh, we should really sniff harder. I know that's a bad word to use with respect to Joe Biden, right? We should dig deeper. How's that? do more heavy lifting with a lawsuit or two. And that's what we just did. We sued the CIA for records on the Hunter Biden investigations, including an interview of Biden's lawyer, Kevin Morris. And to kind of sum it up quickly, Kevin Morris had given Hunter, loaned him or gave him a bunch of money to help with taxes and other matters, like millions. And it looks like the whistleblowers and folks associated with the IRS whistleblowers who exposed the special treatment Hunter was getting by the Justice Department and other people in the deep state, they disclosed that it looks like the CIA intervened in order to stop them from talking to this lawyer Morris, which raises questions about, was the CIA somehow involved in taking care of Hunter? Los Angeles-based Morris, Kevin is his first name, is reportedly a friend of Hunter, who allegedly loaned the president's son millions of dollars. Since 2019, Morris has allegedly loaned him $4.9 million for personal expenses, including federal taxes. I don't know anyone who could loan me $4.9 million. Maybe I'm not just thinking hard enough, but I wouldn't even... So it sounds a little sketchy, kind of just the number suggests that there's something going on that may be odd, right? Especially given Hunter's other business practices. So we had to sue here in D.C. after the CIA failed to respond to 2 FOIA requests. All documents and communications referring or relating to the Department of Justice or IRS investigation of Robert Hunter Biden. All documents and communications referring or relating to attorney Patrick Kevin Morris, including but not limited to requests or efforts to interview Mr. Morris concerning Robert Hunter Biden. And then there was another request, all records or communications, including emails and text messages. Sometimes you got to tell them what you really want. Yeah, they'll sometimes say that, the FBI pretends text messages, by the way, typically are not subject to FOIA. So it's not a joke. Between officials of the CIA and officials of the U.S. Justice Department regarding Hunter Biden and or his lawyer, Kevin Morris. So here's the background. In March of 2024, so this is just a few months ago, Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan and Oversight and Accountability Committee Chairman James Comer revealed that a whistleblower disclosed to the committee that the CIA intervened to stop the IRS from interviewing Morris. So the IRS whistleblowers wanted to talk to Morris. So because they were in charge of investigating the tax issues that Hunter was up to his neck in. Recently, the committees, and this is a quote from the committee materials, the committees received information from a whistleblower alleging that the CIA intervened in the investigation of Hunter Biden to prevent the IRS and the Department of Justice investigators from interviewing Morris. We're therefore a right to request relevant materials from the CIA. As part of the impeachment inquiry, the committee are investigating, among other things, whether President Biden, there still is an impeachment inquiry going on, believe it or not, folks. Don't get me started, because that's not going anywhere, as you can tell. But at least they're doing some investigation, so I guess I'll take what I can get, right? As part of the impeachment inquiry, the committees are investigating, among other things, whether President Biden abused his power as president to impede, obstruct, or otherwise hinder investigations or the prosecutions of Hunter Biden. As background, for years, the IRS and DOJ had been investigating Hunter Biden for tax crimes. The committees have documented how the DOJ deviated from its standard processes to afford preferential treatment to Hunter Biden. The committees learned about the deviations in the spring of 2023 after 2 brave whistleblowers testified to Congress that DOJ officials deviated, quote, from the normal process that had provided preferential treatment, in this case to Hunter Biden. Among other deviations, DOJ officials restricted what investigative steps the investigators could pursue, tipped off Hunter Biden's attorneys about investigative steps, and even prevented investigators from conducting witness interviews. And of course, they protected directly Joe. The whistleblower's testimony about the preferential treatment provided to Hunter Biden has been corroborated by testimony from other witnesses. And as I say in our press release about our federal lawsuit, it is more than interesting that the CIA is stonewalling Judicial Watch's Hunter Biden-related request. How many documents could the CIA have about Hunter Biden or his lawyer? What's going on there? Now, Congress is probably asking for the same records. But as I said, we often get records before Congress can. But in case of CIA records, Congress may be able to get them before we can. But is there a CIA connection to Hunter? I don't know. But when a federal agency doesn't follow the law in answering questions about it? Doesn't that raise questions? That's why I'm suspicious. This is why we do the lawsuits, because, you know, it's one thing to be said, no, you can't have the records. We might have some, but the law doesn't allow us to release them. It's one thing to say, we have some records, we need more time. It's another thing kind of just to stonewall completely. And that suggests there's something up, even more so. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.